We are live. Welcome everyone. We're here with our live Amazon first ever live stream.
Yeah.
On Amazon. We're super excited. I'm Melissa Banfo. I'm the director of CSQ Products, and I'm here with Jordan Checketts, the owner of both Bear Paw Products and BBQ Butler, two premier barbecue brands on Amazon. So we're super excited today. We're going to be talking a lot about barbecue. So if you love barbecue, you're in the right place. You've joined us at the right time.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some awesome products that we manufacture, that we distribute, that CSQ helps us sell here on Amazon. But we didn't want to just talk about products. We're actually going to share an amazing recipe with you as well. So I'm really excited. This is, if you like sweet pork, then you're going to want to stick around and learn this recipe. I've been doing this for several years now, and this is my go-to recipe. Anytime I'm doing big groups, I absolutely love, whether it's catering or company parties or big family gatherings or anything, this is my favorite recipe. I'm excited to share it.
Absolutely, and this is very interactive too. You can comment or chat on anywhere you're watching this. So make sure if you've got questions for Jordan or me, ask them. And we've got people monitoring that, so this can be a very interactive experience. We're super excited. So Jordan, before we get started, tell us why you're so passionate about barbecue.
I love barbecue. I love good food, right? The belly does not speak, the belly speaks for itself, right? I love barbecue, eat a lot of barbecue. So as you mentioned, I'm involved with Bear Paw Products. We manufacture barbecue accessories right here in the States. I'm part owner of BBQ Butler as well. And we have tons of barbecue products under that category as well. And we're actually here at a place called BBQ Pitstop in Layton, Utah. And I'm one of the owners of this store as well. We're a Utah barbecue supply company, and so if you notice, there's a little bit of a theme going on. All right, I love barbecue, and so it's just kind of funny, you know. It's always been a passion of mine. It's been a hobby of mine, and to be able to turn it into work has been just awesome.
Yeah, do what you love. Do what you do.
Awesome. Absolutely love it.
Well, good. We are so excited. Before we jump into this recipe, I want to just take a brief minute and just highlight some of the products we're going to be using today. We're going to be using products that go through every step of this process, from prepping to cooking to serving. So we're going to be showing our Bear Paw Products knife here that's great for trimming.
Yeah, I use that for all my prep, all my meat prep.
All your meat prep.
The only knife you'll ever need.
The best for that. So we're going to be going through that. We're going to spotlight our 3-2-1 rib rub, which is the best sweet and easy rub you're going to ever use for pork. You will love it. We're going to touch on our meat injector, which you'll use to inject your meat with some really delicious flavor before you cook it. We're going to show you our grill mats, which are perfect for when you're smoking your meat. It makes sure that you can still get that smoky flavor into the meat, but your meat's going to not fall apart.
Exactly. A lot of people have seen the solid grill mats that are out there. They're on TV. They're everywhere. The problem with those is all the smoke goes around the mat. So this provides you all the same features, but it's perfect for smoking because you still get that smoky flavor to hit your meat.
Perfect. So our grill mats. Also, we're going to touch on our different variety of gloves. We've got our cotton line silicone gloves, our regular silicone gloves, and then we've got our heat-resistant gloves. Jordan's going to be talking about when you need what pair and how they can be used as you're smoking and barbecuing. We're also going to talk about our Bear Paws, okay? Bear Paws, if you haven't seen these before, they're going to change your life. We've got all of our different varieties here. These are perfect for lifting, shredding, pulling pork or other meats. You're going to love these. We're going to demonstrate those as well as our BBQ Butler grill baskets and our wax paper liner for serving, so when you're done. Oh, and one other thing I cannot forget is our meat smoking guide. How many times have you gone to smoke something or cook it and you go, what's the right temperature? I can't remember, you forget. Everything you need to know right here. This is your cheat sheet.
That's kind of a fun product. We came up with that because of BBQ Pitstop in the store that we're in. Those are some of the top questions people had: is what temperature do I smoke what meat? What woods pair nicely with which meats? So this is just a cheat sheet that has all that basic information on it for you.
Probably what order, all of it's on here, so everything there. So let's get started.
Let's do it. It's Friday, it's lunchtime, and let's talk barbecue. All right?
This is good.
So when you're doing pulled pork, you always want to use pork butt or pork shoulder. They're one and the same, really. Now I'm going to get started here. I'm going to open up. This is our Havalon knife, Bear Paws meat trimming knife. Havalon is an amazing company that we teamed up with to create this knife. Honestly, this is the only knife I use for my meat preparation now. I love this knife. I've used several very expensive knives, a whole fleet of knives. This is the only thing I use anymore. You can see it's kind of hollow right down the middle. So when I get done with this, I literally throw it in the dishwasher, cleans all the handle. I can actually remove the blade, which I'll show you a little bit later.
Awesome.
This knife is fantastic.
I pretty much love anything I can just throw in the dishwasher when I'm done.
Especially when you're doing barbecue. Cleaning's the last thing you want to worry about, right? The thing that initially I was very attracted to this knife was it is surgically sharp. This thing will cut through butter like a hot knife. It just flies right through it. So just to kind of demonstrate, I'll just stab through and see how easy that was. How it just cuts it so easily. So we're gonna go ahead and open up this pork butt. This is a pretty small one. I just bought this at Sam's Club.
Oh, cool.
You don't need to go anywhere super fancy to do this recipe.
And I noticed too, you've got, I'm gonna grab over this over here, but we've got this really nice carrying case that comes with the Havalon knives. Got the Bear Paw logo on it. That's really nice.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, it comes with the whole set. It comes with the knife, the carrying case, and 5 of the blades.
Great.
Now, here's the part that I love. I mean, sometimes it'll take me 20 minutes to prepare a pork butt, and we're not gonna prepare the whole thing today just for purposes of the video, but watch how easy that just cuts through.
Wow.
I mean, it is literally makes it effortless. It's almost like cheating. I feel like I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I mean, it just cuts through so easily. And so, you know, you're taking a 20-minute task and you're narrowing it down to just a few minutes.
Awesome.
So what I want to do with the recipe though is pork is already such a fatty meat. It has so much marbling in it. So what I do is I go through and I try to remove all the exterior fat I can find.
Okay.
And so there's always what they call a fat cap, which means that one of the sides of the pork is going to be very heavy with fat, which is the side that I'm trimming right now. And so I'm just going to try to trim up as much of that as you can. All this fat I mean, fat can be good when you're doing barbecue because it has a lot of flavor, but this fat is too hard and it's too thick and it doesn't render at a certain temperature like the other fat that you like. So we're just going to go ahead and remove all that.
Okay, so you spend about 20 minutes on average trimming.
Well, if I had a crappy knife.
Oh.
With this one, literally, I could probably do it in about 5 minutes or so.
Oh, great.
But I'm not going to even do that just for the sake of the video.
Okay, so you trim the fat. That's step number 1.
Yep.
You prep the meat.
So let's say I trimmed all the fat just the way that I like.
And when you trim off all the fat, you still need to remember which side had the fat cap on it.
You do, right. When I put this on the smoker, you're going to want to have the fat cap side down. Okay, that's the key.
Okay.
And so make sure you remember that. So we're going to pretend, typically I'd spend a couple more minutes and trim that up a little bit cleaner, but we're going to, for the sake of the video, pretend like that's it.
Okay, done.
We've got our, it's actually not bad, but we've got our, you can tell I'm anal, I just love to make it look all nice and pretty, right? So let's say we've got it all done and we're perfectly happy with how it's trimmed. At this point in the stage, I'm going to use our 3-2-1 rib rub. This rub was originally designed for ribs, obviously, thus the 3-2-1 rib rub. But it's amazing on pork as well, if you're going for a sweet pork. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this very generously. Don't be shy here. It's not uncommon for me to use the majority of one of these bottles on a pork butt.
Okay, so weird.
And you're just going to want to get it everywhere you can. Try to get it to adhere. Make sure you get the sides.
Got a great flavor. Ooh, I can smell it.
Right? It's a brown sugar base, and so it's very sweet. But it has a hint of cherry, which is actually my favorite part.
Okay.
And so you can really taste the cherry in it. And so what I would do is I would do that. Flip that over, do the same thing to the back side.
And you kind of patted it to get it to stick.
Yeah, I try to get it to stick. Now, typically, what a lot of people do is they just try to rush their barbecue a little too much. Typically, at this point, I would literally let this sit for half an hour like this, just to soak in all of the flavor. You want the meat, the term in barbecues, you want the meat to sweat, which means that the moisture just kind of comes out of the meat, it grabs all those flavors and it just soaks it back in.
Okay.
And it's easy to tell when that happens because all of this rub is going to actually turn to a much darker color. We knew we didn't have a lot of time on the video today, so I actually have another pork butt that I will pull, and that's already in that phase. So I'll just set this one aside really quick.
Perfect. So after it's had a chance to pull in all that flavor, this is what it's going to look like
So
right here.
I did that same thing to this one probably about 30 minutes ago.
Okay, so you can see the darker
see
color.
how much darker it is, exactly.
I see the sweating. Okay, you can see how that looks different.
Yeah, it's just soaking in all that flavor, which is exactly what you want. One thing I didn't talk about a little bit is before I actually, after I trim the meat, I typically either inject it or marinate it in apple juice.
Okay.
Apple juice is going to just loosen it all up and it adds an amazing flavor. So kind of backstepping a little bit, I apologize, but we're going to trim that meat. We're going to inject it, which is why we have the stainless steel meat injector.
Stainless steel meat injector. So it's just kind of like you just pull it up to
exactly, yeah.
pull in the juice, and then you just insert it and inject it into the meat.
Right? Yep, and be very, very heavy with that. And I actually just use the cheap apple juice. So, I mean, I got this at Sam's Club. This is the Members Mark stuff. The cheap stuff actually I find works better than like the Simply Apple brands or some of the more expensive ones.
Okay.
And so I just use that. And like I said, if you don't have a meat injector, you can pick this one up. This one's awesome, stainless steel, and it comes with 2 different needles. Or you can just get a big Ziploc bag, throw the pork butt after it's all trimmed in there, throw a bunch of apple juice in there, and let it marinate for at least 2 hours.
Okay, so 2 hours at least.
2 hours at least. I mean, you can actually go overnight and no issues, but just make sure it goes back in the fridge so that it stays in.
That's just with the apple juice.
That's just with the apple juice. So at that point, then you pull it out, and then I'm going to apply the 3-2-1 rib rub like we just did here. And again, you want all those flavors to just soak in.
Okay.
Now at this point, we're ready to go on the pit.
Great.
So we've got a Yoder smoker behind us. You can use a smoker like this. You can use a charcoal smoker, a Traeger. It doesn't really matter. You can actually even do this in your oven. You're not going to get all the advantages of the smoke. But smokers are more or less just conventional ovens.
Okay.
And so you can actually just do this in an oven too, if you wanted to do that, if you didn't have a smoker available. But if you have a smoker available, by all means, use a smoker because it's going to add a lot more flavor. And so we're going to throw this in the smoker. I usually put my smoker between 200 and 225 degrees. And I'm going to smoke to an internal meat temperature of 160 degrees.
Okay, so you're monitoring this the whole time, right?
Anytime you do proper barbecue, you're cooking to temperature, not to time.
Okay.
So it's not a set amount of time, you're actually cooking to temperature. And so we're wanting to hit 200 or 160 degrees internal meat temperature.
Awesome. I'm just getting to notice we've got people from Chile joining us today.
Awesome.
So we're
Thank you,
super
guys.
excited. This is great. Well, good. Okay, so it's to temperature. We always cook
Exactly.
to temperature to get good barbecue. It's about the temperature. So that's
Yeah.
where.
So if you're already on Amazon, just jump on there and search meat smoking thermometer, and there's tons of them out there.
Lots of
They're awesome.
options.
You're looking for a thermometer that you can constantly monitor the temperature of the pork.
Okay.
So you just put that probe right in there. Make sure you avoid any bones that are in there. This actually has a bone in, which I'll explain a little bit later. But because the bone will actually throw off the temperature of the probe just a little bit.
Awesome.
But you're going to smoke that at 200 to 225 degrees to an internal meat temperature of 160 degrees.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a few of the numbers for you.
So we throw this in the smoker. We set it. Make sure we're monitoring it to make sure we get the right internal temperature. And then after it hits that temperature, because we're going off time. Oh, and I hear people love our t-shirts. We've got the Ask Me About My Smoking Addiction, and that's great.
Yeah, if you like these t-shirts, go ahead and give us a thumbs up or something. We may throw these t-shirts on Amazon as a product available. We get a lot of compliments on them.
Yeah,
So.
great. We're
Appreciate
so
it.
glad. Okay, so we've smoked it to 160.
Exactly.
And then what's the next step?
So the next step is what we call a Texas crutch.
Okay.
Any serious barbecue competitor is going to use a crutch with their brisket and their pork, guaranteed. If they're not, you've never heard of them because they've never won a competition.
Ooh,
Okay?
I see.
So this is a game changer. You need to do this. And this is actually a recipe that I learned from Pitmaster right here at BBQ Pitstop. He taught me this recipe. So I'm going to take 3 cups of brown sugar that we already have all measured out.
Great.
So we're talking about 3 cups of brown sugar, so that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know it's going to be good. 3 cups of brown sugar.
You can't go wrong. But then you couple it with Dr. Pepper.
Which is my caffeinated beverage of choice.
Exactly. And I'm going to put about 1/2 to 3/4 a cup of Dr. Pepper in there, and then just mix it. Those are literally the only ingredients I'm going to include in this portion.
Pretty easy, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing. It'll just kind of soak it up. You want obviously all the brown sugar to
that looks...
kind of dissolve there. And you want to just get a nice thick consistency. You don't want it to be too liquidy, otherwise it'll just run all over the place.
Okay, so nice and thick.
Yep,
Got it.
nice and thick. And that's literally all we're going to do. So I've already pre-laid out two things of tinfoil here. I always use at least 2 things of tinfoil just to secure.
2 layers.
Yep. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay this down right in the center there. like that, okay? And I'm gonna take this pork butt that we were just talking about, I'm gonna pretend, now bear with me, I'm gonna pretend I've already smoked this to an internal meat temperature of 160 degrees, okay? So we've just pulled it off the pit, internal meat temperature is 160. I've prepared my crutch. All you're gonna do is take this, set it right down in the middle of that goodness, set that aside. And then we're gonna go ahead and finish it off by just pouring the remainder of this right on top.
Now, if I remember, you were telling me we want to make sure that it stays surrounded. You don't want it to all go to the bottom, right? You want it to stay as much surrounding the meat as possible.
Yeah, you want to get the rub everywhere you can. And when I go ahead and wrap this, which I'll show now, you want to make sure that it's very, very tight around the meat.
Okay.
What happens is if it's not, if you were just to put it in like a tinfoil pan or something, all those juices would go to the bottom and you'd actually have kind of a soggy layer down there.
Nobody likes the soggy.
Yeah, that just sounds nasty, right? So at this point, we're gonna wrap it, and just like I was talking about, I'm gonna just pull that nice and tight. One nice thing about this too is as I pull it tight, you'll see that brown sugar Dr. Pepper rub, it's just gonna go up along the side of that whole thing. So we're just trying to surround this pork butt with all of that goodness.
Oh yeah, you can see it's touching every surface now.
Yep.
That mixture.
Just like that.
Good. And you don't even have to be real scientific. It's just, we're just wrapping it, right?
We're just wrapping it, yeah.
Hey, I like that.
Nothing too fancy. That's why I love this recipe. I've cooked for up to 100 people with this recipe, and it's simple, it's easy, and it's absolutely delicious. And you'll get a taste of it later. So
I tasted your bone. It's really good.
I'm glad to hear it.
So we just literally did that. We just literally wrapped it. Okay, so that mixture is completely surrounded.
It's all around there. It's nice and tight. We don't have any, loose bottoms where the moisture or all the liquid is going to go to. And so at this point, you guys, we're going to throw it back on the smoker. We're going to increase the temperature. Remember, we were at about 200, 225 degrees temperature. We're going to increase that temperature. You can really go pretty high. I like to go around 275, 300 degrees on the smoker. And then we're going to put our probes right back in it. Make sure when you put the probes in, make sure you come from the top. Just because if not, all those juices and everything will go out on the side or on the bottom.
And this is where you can use your grill mat too, right?
Exactly. Well, the whole process, yeah.
Yeah, throw the whole thing. But yeah, it's one thing too, you mentioned being able to transport it. Once it's on that grill mat, being able to just pick it up that way.
It's so nice.
So easy to do.
Yep.
And I've heard too, people like to grill, these are great for grilling vegetables.
Awesome,
onions,
yeah. I mean, vegetables always fall through the grill and everything too. And so if you're cold smoky cheese, if you're doing vegetables, all my big meats, I typically do it and I use that to transport it.
Fantastic.
Anything that you're doing on the smoker, these grill mats are awesome.
And I love you just throw it in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
This is great. So these actually are on Amazon right now. We have got a coupon on these for $1 off.
Oh, great.
So that should be on our
on
the bottom of the carousel. All of the products we're talking about today should be in the carousel to the bottom of the live stream that you'll see on Amazon. So click on those. You can go to buy them. We've got coupons on those. If you're not seeing a coupon, we have a CSQ Live coupon that you can use today. It's 10 CSQ Live. That's the coupon code for 10% off of all of the products that we're doing today. Great.
Now I think these grill mats come in a 1-pack and a 2-pack.
That's right, 1-pack and a 2-pack.
Yep. So you've got both options there. So at this point, I'm going to put the pork butt back onto the smoker. Probably going to increase the temperature of the smoker up to 275, 300 degrees. And again, we're monitoring the internal meat temperature. We're going to bring this up to 205 degrees. That's our target internal meat temperature when this is done. And so I've actually already done that process as well.
Good. Well, you're pulling that out. I want to mention too, Jordan talked about the 3-2-1 rib rub. This is also on Amazon right now, and we are. This is one that you're going to want to use that 10 CSQ Live code to get 10% off when you go purchase this today. Same thing with all of our BBQ Butler gloves. Let's talk about, this is where you're using those barbecue silicone gloves, right?
It is, yes. I would definitely recommend doing that because this was really hot.
Yeah.
For the sake of time, I was just trying to hurry and get the pork butt over here. But I absolutely love the cloth line ones. They're way more comfortable. You still have all the advantages of the silicone. Anytime you're dealing with barbecue, you're dealing with barbecue sauces, barbecue rubs, and the silicone is so nice because it cleans up so easy.
Oh yeah.
So easy, and they're really comfortable with the cloth line.
They feel really great.
These are a little bit thicker, a little more heat resistance on those. But if all you're worried about is heat resistance and you're not actually touching the barbecue, let's say you're just working on the grill or you're working on the smoker, like the one we have behind here, and these can get extremely hot, obviously.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the heat-resistant cloth gloves.
Great.
I use those probably more than any of the others.
So our cloth line gloves right now are $19.99 on Amazon. Use that 10 CSQ Live coupon for 10% off on those, as well as now these just the regular barbecue, the regular silicone gloves are, let's see, these are $14.99, and you can use that 10 CSQ Live code as well for 10% off. And then heat resistant gloves, these are really great for, tell me where you like to use these. These are great. I like to use these on the grill when I'm like doing hamburgers and my hand gets kind of hot.
Exactly.
Like
you get that flame up there and it kind of gets, what's nice about these is they have a very, very, very long arm.
Kind of a
portion,
wristband.
Yeah. And so you get that heat protection all the way up your arm.
Yeah, these are
and
great.
so I love those. Like I said, anytime I'm not touching the meat physically and I'm just working on the grill or on the smoker, that's my go-to.
Yeah, these are $19.99 right now on Amazon. Again, 10 CSQ Live is the code you're going to want to use at checkout for those in order to get that 10% off.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, so now this is one I actually threw on the pit last night around midnight, and so it is ready to go. You can already smell it. I wish they had smell-o-vision, and then all you guys would you'd be very, very happy right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just open this up. Now remember, I did the Texas wrap on this, and so I literally have not opened this up since I wrapped it with that brown sugar Dr. Pepper mix.
Okay.
And I brought this up to our 205 degrees internal meat temperature. And it smells awesome.
So did you just stick your probes through the?
I did.
Just stick it
Just
right
right through the tinfoil.
tinfoil.
Yeah, some people are afraid that if you do that, you'll get some tinfoil in the actual meat. I've never, ever had that issue, so the probes that I use are very pointy on the end, so they usually just pierce the tinfoil and go right into the meat. All right, look at that.
Oh.
That's a good sign, and it smells amazing. And you can see there's a ton of juice, and you can see this bone is already coming out, which is an amazing sign. I love bone-in pork butts, and I'll explain why as I'm pulling this apart.
Okay.
All that area around that bone is going to have added color, added flavor. It's going to be absolutely delicious.
Really?
I wish we had a little more time, and then I could also talk about the money muscle, which is a specific muscle on the pork butt. That all the barbecue competition guys, that's what they target, and that's what they submit in a competition.
We'll have to do that on our next one.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have time to do that.
Awesome. So I can smell that 3-2-1 rib rub. It smells so good. And that it's so good. Okay.
So I am gonna.
Off.
Yeah, let's just move that off to the side.
Okay.
This was a relatively small pork butt. I think this one was right around 6 pounds. You can get them, anywhere from the 5 to 9 pound range pretty easily. Like I said, I just got this one right.
So now you're pulling out your bear paws, right?
Yes, love bear paws. Bear Paws is our flagship product. It's our company is Bear Paw Products, named after this product.
Yes.
This is our original product. We designed this in 1993, if you can believe it.
Wow.
So it's been a long time this product has been around. We are the original. We came up with this concept and this design. There's a lot of knockoffs out there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of other ones. So talk to us what's so special about these ones, about the original Bear Paws.
The original Bear Paws. So we actually, a few things that are unique to our product. We are actually manufactured in America. Which nowadays, that's hard to come by in the barbecue industry.
Lots of China knockoffs.
We do. We actually manufacture these just a couple miles down the road.
Awesome.
And they look plastic, but they're actually an FDA-approved, BPA-free nylon material.
Yeah.
It's much more durable than plastic, and it's heat-resistant up to 475 degrees.
They don't even almost feel plastic. They are very strong.
They're heavy-duty.
When you touch them, you know that those things aren't going to melt. They're really strong, and they're sharp. Just the claws are really sharp.
Yeah, they are very sharp. We get a lot of people that say, I'm going to buy a pair for my girlfriend so she can keep them in her purse, a little self-defense or something.
Multiple uses.
Yes. By the way, we are not lying incidents that occur in that regard. So.
Well, and these are awesome. So these actually are on Amazon right now. $12.95 is our regular price. We've got a $3 off coupon on these running right now.
That's awesome.
Now, if you don't see that $3 off coupon, Make sure you go look at the other sellers and make sure you choose CSQ products, and that $3 product or that $3 off coupon will show up. But you gotta have a pair of these.
Yeah, so that's under $10 shipped to your door. You get this awesome
They make
product.
a perfect gift, great for your dad, your brother, your sister, anyone who, you know. And they're not just
and watch
for pork.
this. Watch how, see how easy I can just lift and move meat around? They're awesome for Thanksgiving. Picture your Thanksgiving turkey. You can grab these, you can lift that Thanksgiving turkey. It makes it so much easier.
So I want to see how it shreds.
So,
That's
okay.
what we need to see.
All right, so where I typically start is I like to get right in here and look at how, see how it just falls off the bone like that? That is beautiful. That bone is just gonna come right out.
Oh, I love that.
We're gonna keep that goodness right there. Look at the color. Remember how I was talking about the extra color and flavor that bone's gonna add? That right there is prime. That is absolutely delicious. Now, if I were just going for speed, I could pull this whole pork butt apart in about a minute. It's a lot easier than using forks, but I want you guys to enjoy the process. Look at how, I mean, it's just shredding and it's just falling apart. It's awesome.
You cooked it right. You can see
So
that.
this is actually the money muscle right here I kind of referred to a little bit earlier.
And I look how you're shredding. So you've got one that's kind of holding it, and then you've got the other one that goes in between and just pulls it apart.
Yeah, I'll try to do this a good angle for the camera. So I usually use this one just to push down, and I'll interlock the tines, and then that's actually the wrong angle because the pork, you're trying to go against the grain on the pork, but
We've got like 4 minutes here, so we'll show you this real quick.
But you can see how quickly this can just pull that pork apart.
That's
just
awesome. It looks so good. And you know, I don't know about you, but when we go to do barbecue at my house, we always do it. We've got our BBQ Butler barbecue baskets, and we always get this liner. It just feels like summer, you know, when you've got the wax paper and the barbecue. These are online as well. Our 6-packs available, $1 off. Use that 10 CSQ Live code to get those as well as the wax paper liner. But we've got it here. We like our barbecue with red onions and some pickles. That's how they do it, right?
Well, pickles is very traditional. I lived in Georgia for a few years. Pickles are very traditional. Red onions is kind of my thing. Okay. Not everybody loves red onions. It's a game changer for me.
I love red onions. They're good.
So like, picture this. We go and we take the pork off the pit, we put it here, we pull it, and then you can just pick this right up and then just serve it. As simple as that.
It's lunchtime. That looks beautiful. And then what else do you like to put on it?
So my favorite go-to is a barbecue sauce called Blues Hog. I believe you can find this on Amazon. We sell it right here in BBQ Pitstop at our retail location. But Blues Hog is just a total game changer, so I usually just drizzle a little bit of that right on top.
So your sauce is the last thing. Oh, that looks so good.
Just like that.
You're gonna put your bun back
And we're gonna have a very good lunch once this video is done.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bite out of this because I can't wait. And you guys need to know how it tastes, so.
That was a good bite.
That is delicious.
Talk more to us. Tell us. No, I'm just
I think
kidding.
I need to be left alone. No.
Is it
That
good?
is delicious. Oh my gosh.
Simple recipe, amazing recipe, and all these products that I use on a daily basis when I'm making this recipe, and so.
So good. So when you've got your next family barbecue coming up, there's still tons of summer left. So when you try this recipe, go find us online. Share your pictures. Bear Paw products on Amazon or Facebook, Instagram. Share it with us through Amazon too. We want to see how that. I'm sorry, I'm still enjoying my pork. We want to see how your take on this worked. Also use hashtag Bear Paw products or hashtag BBQ Butler to share those with us so that we can find them and get excited. Remember too, the recipe, if you want the recipe for this, we're going to have it on our storefronts. So our Amazon storefronts, BBQ Butler and Bear Paw products will have that. I'm sorry, actually just Bear Paw products, not BBQ Butler. So just go to Bear Paw products on Amazon. We'll also be sharing it on social media. So go find us on social media if you want that recipe. And then remember, there's coupons on every product that we've mentioned today. If there's not a coupon on the product, make sure you use 10 CSQ Live to get that 10% off on those products. You guys, thank you so much. Jordan, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
For sharing this with
I'm really
us.
excited. Hopefully some people out there are able to try the recipe. I'd love to hear some feedback.
Oh yes, and thanks for liking our t-shirts. We definitely are going to think about offering those.
Yeah, we'll throw those up on Amazon.
Yeah,
I think we're getting a lot of
absolutely.
comments on the t-shirts.
That's great. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll be monitoring social media. If you have any questions afterwards, definitely ask them. We want to make sure we answer those for you. So thanks so much, everyone.
Okay, appreciate it, you guys.
Have a great summer.
Happy smoking.
Happy smoking.